So, Dimitar, hi. I'm quickly going to add in, so I actually already added them in because it was a bit too loud at the office to record, but I'm gonna quickly overview them with you. So, the seeding filters have about 20 filters. So I already printed out my filters, so I have them printed out with me, but you can just check the overview filters and then you have the list of, just quickly drag it in there. Okay. So I think what would be best for you is also to print it out so you can just have it in front of you. So you just go down this list, and it's a list of 20 filters that need to be added. So each one is the main property, and then these are the values, just like you would in the variant properties. So this is the end result, but I'll just quickly remove them and add them again just so you can check. So usually I have in my second screen, I have the product open. So I have the Corner Sofa Bergamo on the front end, because then I have an overview of and the pictures and dimension and everything and description all in once. And if I'm missing any information, I can just go back into the back end and look up that information. So let's start with, so you can just go down the list. So for seating furniture, you see that you need style, and the Bergamo is very modern, so you just type in, it's just like you would the variant properties. And then the color, so for the color, it's a sofa available in a wide array of colors and fabrics, which means that you're gonna do furniture, so always put the dash, and this is called furniture colors. Ooh, okay. Furniture color, and then you can already start customizable, so it's customizable, and they also then you just check your variants, so it's customizable in more than 100 colors, which is we're probably only going to use that filter for the sofas that are available in so many colors, and then you just check your variants. So for all the uni colors, you're going to add those colors specifically. So in this case, it's going to be black, pink, so black, furniture, white, dark brown is also one. And then you have all those combo colors, and we're not going to add all the separate colors in a combo color as separate colors, because then it's just going to get very cluttered, and we'll just add multi. So multicolor. So you have white, dark brown, furniture color, multicolor. I'm just going to check if I have all the variants. So we have the combo, a black, a white, another combo, and a brown. Okay, so that's okay. Then you go to the color of the legs. As you can see with the Bergamo, there are no visible legs. So if you can't see the legs, then you can't determine the color, and then you can just skip that one. You don't fill it in. If you do see the leg colors, you just add whatever color the leg is in. If it is in wood, then you always go for a wood look, and you have light, dark, gray, or colored wood, and that's just all the light. So the colored wood is everything that has a wooden, and that has like those wooden seams, the bark, texture of wood, but it's colored, so it can be pink or red or green or whatever. And then the three other ones are wood-like, so it's all the light woods, all the dark woods, and all the gray woods. So they look like actual wood. They can be, or they can be actual wood, or they can be melamine. Doesn't really matter, but it looks like natural wood, either light, dark, or gray. So then you just add the color of the legs if the legs are visible. Then you go to the target group, and target group is just for adults. The height, so we can see, I'm just going to scroll down a bit on my product. The height is 980 millimeters, so the height is going to be, so you always put the dash, that you don't forget the dash so that you have the proper filter. And you can, actually, if you type in the first letter, you're almost immediately going to come to the right one. So it's plotted, so the measurements are always plotted. So it's for the height and the width and the depth, it's always, I think, 19 centimeters, so 20 centimeter apart from each other. So 90 to 109, and 110 to 129, and so on and so on. So it's 91, so it's 90 to 109 centimeters height. Then go to the width, and it's just as you would. The width is 2,700, so 270 centimeters. And then depth is 180 centimeters. So that's 180 is in between this part, so it's section, so just add that. So then you have the height, the width, and the depth. Then you take the material, and for material you look at all the possible materials that the product can come in. So when you're adding filters, you always have to ask yourself the question, like, in what kind of filter search do I want this furniture piece to show up? So I want this sofa to show up whenever people filter on material, artificial leather, but also on fabric, and also on artificial leather and in combination with fabric. So we're just going to add them all. It's the same principle as we had with the colors. We want, because the product is available in different colors, I want them to find whatever sofa they're looking for. So if they're looking for a yellow one and it has a yellow variant, then I want it to show up. So for materials, we'll add both artificial leather, imitation leather it's called here, as fabric, as well as the combo of artificial materials, artificial ones, imitation leather plus fabric. So we have all three material kinds. Then we go to a subcategory. So that's the type of furniture, and the type of furniture in this case it's corner sofa. It's going to be corner sofas all the while. Then assembly, like either it's pre-assembled or you have to build it yourself, but it's to assemble. So because it comes in two different pieces and they have to assemble those pieces. So it's to assemble. Then the type of legs, there are no legs. Then you can just type legs and then none. Next up is adjustable. So is the sofa adjustable? I don't think so. So you have a sleeper function. According to the diagram, you have a sleeper function, you have a storage box, but there's nothing that you can pull out or adjust. I think even the headrests are fixed. So then it's not adjustable. So if it's not adjustable, we give it the not adjustable filter. Then amount of people. So usually we count quite large in terms of how many people can be seated in one sofa. So you see we have 4 different seating areas and then a corner piece. Of course, like there's room for more people than 5, but we're just going to put 5 people just to be sure. Like if it's 5 very corpulent people, we also want to seat them as well. Better to be safe than to put the number higher, and then if the people can't actually fit in it, we would get into trouble. So try to just count the seating areas, and then you can count this corner piece as another seating area. So that will be 5 people. Sorry. Amount of people, 5 people. Lighting. Sometimes sofas come with built-in reading lights. This one doesn't, so lighting, without lighting. Then storage room. It does have storage space. We're going to take with storage space. It does not have a recline function. So the relax function in English is recline function. And doesn't have one, so no recline function. For the seating height, this one is going to be in orange on your sheet, and that means that we're not often going. We won't have that information available with all the different suppliers. For LTOP we do. So you can see it on the diagram. It's 61 centimeters. Which is great that we have that information because that's important for people, but sometimes you're not going to have it and then you don't have to spend time trying to look for it. If it's not available, just put it in an Excel file and we'll just mail the suppliers once a month asking for extra information about, and then a list of products. So seating height, it was 61, I think. So 60, between 64. So these are plotted every 4 centimeters. Then headrest. It does have headrests, but they're not adjustable, so it's with a fixed headrest. Then armrest. It has an armrest which you can't adjust, so it's fixed armrest. A backrest, again the same. It's with a fixed backrest. Sometimes you can have sofas that where the backrest clicks open. That's then the sleeper sofa. And I'm thinking that I forgot to put a filter on your overview. Yeah, I did. Okay. Storage room. Yeah. So there's a 21 filter, and that's a sleeping function. I'm gonna adjust it in Google Drive, but it's of course important to know if you can sleep, like if you can make it into a bed, and it has this, almost all the LTAP sofas do, so it's with sleep function. And then you are done, so I'm gonna adjust that in the Google Drive. So actually the adding in of all the filters goes rather quickly. It's, most of the things you can just see at a glance. Just look at the picture and you'll see if it has a backrest, a headrest, an armrest, what color it is. But just remember that you also have to put in the filters for all the variants usually. So filtering is really supposed to make sure that if a client or a customer is searching for a specific product and he narrows it down with filters, that the products that show up have those possibilities. So if one of the variants has that possibility, then we should add that filter that it matches. Okay, so if you're done adding all the different filters, then you can just, of course, remember to press save, and then you're done. Save, sorry. Okay, so the product was successfully created. And you're not going to see the filter pop up immediately. You are going to see, usually, let me add this here. You're gonna see them pop up here though. So everything you added, see. So you can always, if you want to check if you added all the correct filters, you can always check in the specifications, because they're all going to pop up in the specifications on the front end. But the filters itself are only going to be activated once we activate the filter, which we'll only do once enough products have the filters. And then you can also check by actually filtering, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that is how you add filters and what stuff to consider when adding filters. Usually it doesn't take this long. It's with all the explanation that it takes a bit longer. Okay, good luck and thank you.